Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Now, I've been a fan of the Highlander franchise for quite a long time, and I know the movies have been kind of hit or miss, but they had a really great show in the 90s, and of course, a lot of the movies have been a lot of fun, even if you don't take the whole canon aspect of them actually being in the proper timeline and order, all particularly too particular. Needless to say, I love the whole idea of the universe. I love the whole concept of the immortals and the whole there can be only one. And when I heard one of my absolute favorite actors, Henry Cavill, was involved in what we had initially heard was a reboot, but we'll actually find out is just another story based in the exact same universe, I was, needless to say, cautiously optimistic. I'm excited about this. I think it might end up actually being good. The director and everybody else involved in it is saying all of the right things. But, boys and girls, it looks like we will be having to wait for our dear sweet Henry Cavill taking up the guise of Highlander, because due to some massive reshoots that I hadn't actually heard about until this article over there on Ballerina, which is another movie that I'm actually kind of cautiously optimistic about considering what the actress has said about the movie going forward. Well, it looks like they had to completely and totally reshoot that movie because the initial vision out there didn't meet muster of Lionsgate out there, and now it's going to force the delays of a Highlander as well, because the same director that is going to be responsible for the Highlander has had to spend 3 to 4 months fixing Ballerina, which means it might actually end up being really good, boys and girls, but we'll have to end up waiting to see how all of that ends up panning out. But needless to say, Highlander has officially been delayed. It will not start filming in January of next year, and I am very sad to hear that. But guess what? If we end up getting a good Ballerina and a good Highlander out of this, I will be perfectly okay with both of those and waiting a little bit longer, because the last thing we want them to do is rush it and give us a hot pile of steaming garbage that would be a complete and total disrespect to the Highlander fans and the franchise out there as a whole. So we're going to check out this article from CosmicBook.news, getting all of the juicy details of exactly what's going on with Ballerina, and as well as why those delays have affected the Highlander new series out there as well. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Are you excited to see Henry Cavill as an immortal out there, going out there and doing some swashbuckling with some swords and taking some heads? Or are you just like a lot of other people out there who you're just going to wait and see on this kind of thing and imagine that they're running to turn it into a disastrous dumpster fire? Let us know either way down in the comment section down below. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description. So, from CosmicBook.news and our dear sweet Matt McGloin, Henry Cavill's Highlander delayed because of a Ballerina fiasco. Yeah, it sounds like Ballerina was initially going to be exactly what we'd all feared. It was going to be a wham and power forward nonsense, and Lionsgate took one look at that and went, nope, redo, you're fired, hit the door, we'll bring in somebody who actually can give us a good quality movie. So in a report about Lionsgate, it's claimed that Henry Cavill's Highlander reboot has seen a delay as a result of Chad Stahelski having to fix the John Wick spinoff Ballerina. And it's said that that's also the reason why Cavill recently signed on for the live-action Voltron movie at Amazon MGM Studios, which also builds credence to it sounds like he's building a really good relationship with Amazon and might actually give us good Warhammer 40K and as well as a good live-action Voltron series out there. Who knows? Amazon might actually prove us wrong, and they might actually give Henry Cavill the total control he needs to give us good quality content. We'll see what happens. So what happened with the Ballerina? Ballerina was originally supposed to have been released already on June 7, 2024. But back in February, Lionsgate pushed the release back a year to June 6, 2025. And the only reason you push it back a year is because you're completely and totally redoing the movie. At the time, Lionsgate spun it that they wanted to make the movie all the better. However, according to the Wrap, what ended up happening is that Stahelski basically had to reshoot the entire movie, which led to delays for Highlander, which Stahelski is directing, which I'm, like I said, cautiously optimistic about. So according to the report, the Ballerina reshoots are said to have involved Stahelski reshooting for 2 to 3 months overseas in Prague. Yeah, they reshot the entire movie without the original director, Len Wiseman, due to Wiseman's cut not passing muster. Yes, they fired him and brought in a new guy because guess what? We know what the John Wick fan base likes, and Lionsgate's like, yeah, that dog is not going to hunt. This is their most successful franchise of all time, arguably, and I'd imagine they want to make sure they keep this going to make the fans very happy going forward, which is a very wise decision. So the site's insider says Stahelski having to fix Ballerina pushed Highlander back 5 months, with work also still being done on the script. So it sounds like the script isn't even completely and totally finalized, and honestly, I think we'd probably rather wait to make sure it actually is good, but it also could be because they were just waiting on Stahelski to get done and have time to work with it. Who knows? We'll end up seeing what happens. It also said Lionsgate and Stahelski need to get Ballerina right. as there are big plans for the John Wick franchise. Ballerina is set between John Wick 3 and 4. Lionsgate also has plans for additional spin-offs, with Stilisky having signed a recent deal to be in charge of the franchise. Yeah, needless to say, they want to get this right, and he wants to make sure he gets getting paid and continues to have a job for a while. And as you can see, the project's in the work. We've got John Wick 5, which obviously could potentially take place before the character's death. Spoiler alerts. Or, you could bring him back from the dead. It's not like it wouldn't be the first time we'd seen stuff like happen. Obviously, Ballerina. Kane spinoff, which is with Donnie Yen, will reprise his role. John Wick Under the High Table won't feature John Wick. Takes place after Chapter 4 and follows new characters. John Wick anime series, which that could be very entertaining to see as well. And a John Wick game. And as a guy who loves video games out there, that would be a lot of fun. And I just love Keanu Reeves as well. So what's going on with Highlander now that all the Ballerina stuff has been explained? The latest filming update about Highlander was that it was supposed to start filming in Scotland in January, according to what Stilisky said back in July, which we reported on that. Probably reported it over on our Common Nerds channel, which if you haven't already subscribed to our main channel over there, please do. The rep reports Voltron will go into production later this year, so it sounds like it means Highlander won't be filming at the start of the year, especially if the script isn't done. Highlander presently doesn't have a release date. Earlier this year at CinemaCon, Henry Cavill teased, "You haven't seen anything yet." So hopefully it ends up being really, really, really good. So go on with the Henry Cavill stuff. Details are slim about Henry Cavill as Voltron, as the details were only released a few days ago. It said Cavill will be starring in the film, which adapts the popular animated series. According to reports, Voltron will also star Daniel Quintoy, who previously said to be the male lead. I'm guessing the characters making up the Lions will be a younger cast, with Quintoy possibly being the leader, Keith. It's unknown who Henry Cavill could be playing, with fan series suggesting Korn, King Afo, or even King Zarkon. So boys and girls, that's what Henry Cavill's got going on right now. That's what's going on with the Ballerina as well. And hopefully those are all good signs. That actually means this will end up being a good quality product when it finally hits the theaters, because that at the end of the day is all we want. The fans want a good quality story that doesn't disrespect the fans, that doesn't disrespect the lore, and gives us the heart and soul of what we have seen come before. And I trust Henry Cavill, and honestly this director has been saying all of the right things out there as well. So I'm still cautiously optimistic. I hope this ends up being really, really good, because I would love to see a good quality entry into the Highlander franchise that is very successful and could continue to go on to spark even more, because I love that universe and I cannot wait to see it. And honestly, it sounds like we've got a very, very good and hopeful future for the John Wick franchise for all of you fans out there as well. And at the end of the day, Lionsgate, make the fans happy and we'll make you rich. Do us dirty, disrespect us, and we will sit back, watch you burn down to the ground, and at the end of the day, you will get exactly what you deserve. Make good decisions, Lionsgate, and give us good quality content.